Hello, 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 everyone,
Hello.
and welcome to the Larter Show. Uh, Hold on, I will be bringing us over shortly.
hmm
Hope y'all enjoyed my drawing. We here talking with Joker on the left side. All
Yeah,
right.
Do
yeah.
we
We'll have
start?
him.
Yeah, we're
We
starting.
can have
We're
him.
we're up and at 'em.
I'm changing to my hotspot to see if I could have better. What is
Wi-Fi.
it?
Oh no. Oh golly.
What?
Wait, I lost our video because I clicked the background on accident. Oh, there we go.
Oh no.
I just wanted to make it slightly bigger. All right.
No, someone said it's Art the Clown.
Yeah, this is my rendition of Joker.
All right, I
Um,
can hear y'all, so we're good.
okay, good. Glad the Wi-Fi is sorted. Like
hmm
literally 1 minute before we started this, I started crying laughing because because of the head that I drew for Joker. Um,
It's the same as
That's
like the eraser
awesome.
head
I mean, that's
baby.
what he looks like.
sorry, I
It's
just
the
need to give him
eraser.
a little smirk. There we go. Okay, sorry. He's looking a little too serious. Oh, we just got
Mhm.
a new follower. Oh, are we a bit
Thanks,
quiet?
Lord of
Whoa.
Sushi.
Thank you. Here, I can turn up our audio a little bit. Test one two, test one two. Okay, hopefully y'all can hear us. But yeah, sorry for the chaotic start. This is the Larder Show, as usual. Today we're going to be talking about a very controversial movie known as Joker 2. And we're joined today by a special guest right below me, Nick.
Yep,
Nick's
that's
from
me.
Nick at Night,
There's Lawrence.
among other shows.
Yeah,
Uh,
that is true. I had my famous show, Nick at Night. I
yeah.
Some
was
people,
I was
some
once
people
at
call him Mr.
once
Show.
Mr. Yeah, that's what they called me,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Show. Um, and yeah. Had that show for a while. It unfortunately got canceled.
Discontinued,
Not it
yeah.
didn't get canceled like I got canceled, but
Like by the
it
left.
got, yeah, by the left. Yeah, the left
Okay.
The
canceled
woke
it.
left.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited to be on the Larder show again. Haven't This is crazy. I was a frequent guest back in the day.
Yeah. Friend of the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
friend of the show, and
Yeah.
now I'm back. And I was on the original Joker episode too.
Yep. Yep. So
Oh,
I
you
guess
Yeah, so
were.
yeah.
yeah,
That's
I just
Oh
remembered that we
yeah.
had a Drake show. Yeah,
Weren't you? Weren't you like late? So you were there for like the second half of it, I think.
I think yeah, you're right.
that
I
almost
think I was
happened
late.
again because of your nap, but it didn't
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
So
I just woke up from a nap like 15 minutes ago, basically. And I almost got late to this one as well, but I woke up right on time. It was like the universe wanted me to be
yeah,
here, you know?
this time
It's true.
you're gonna be on time because it's important.
Yeah,
Joker 2 is
exactly.
important.
Oh
Joker
Um,
yeah,
is
it's
an
so
important
important.
movie.
yeah, so look at that. We got another follower. Thank you.
Oh.
Whoa.
Can y'all hear the audio on that? I'm just curious. When it plays, maybe not, but there's like a wolf howling coming from my monitor. So
Every time there's like a
maybe
follower, that's awesome.
maybe I should fix that, but whatever. Um, so Joker 2, we've all seen it. I watched it with Nick. Uh,
hmm We had
I
burgers.
Carter, you saw
I
it.
watched it last night
Mm-hmm.
at like 7 o'clock. Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. So I guess maybe we can talk a little bit about some of the context of what we previously thought about the first Joker, since I feel like
Okay.
it's interesting to compare. But
well, this is where it gets interesting for me.
yeah.
hmm
Uh, okay, so me and Lars, we did the first Joker episode when the first Joker came out in 2019,
Mm-hmm.
and at the time, I loved that movie. Uh,
Yeah.
o-
Wait,
over. Wait, go on.
Did you guys have two Joker episodes? Because I remember listening to an episode of yours where it was just you two
We
talking about the
frequently
Joker.
referenced the Joker episode too,
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't know if
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
I
was
was
it
on
too.
that one.
Yeah.
I think I barely knew you guys back then, but um,
It's like the beginning
yeah.
of K&M, or
Yeah.
us being in K&M.
Mm.
Hmm. Yeah.
I think that was one of my favorite shows though, when we were talking about
Yeah, that one
Joker.
was fun.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, sorry, go ahead, Carter.
I really liked it at the time. Since then, my opinion has soured on it a little bit. Like, well, until I saw Joker 2, and
Yeah.
my opinion of it tanked. But uh, I kind of I got to like the point where I was kind of like, it's good, it's very well made. I think it like had some like effective like messaging in it, but I think it was pretty misguided
Mm.
in certain aspects. And I, based on some of the stuff the director Todd Phillips said about like woke shit or whatever, it was like it was. I
I
was like,
forgot about
I
that.
was,
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh
I don't know,
yeah.
like it felt like it felt like a movie that was confused,
Yeah.
but like. Uh, But yeah, that was a point of contention between us because, like, what did you think of the Joker?
Yeah, I guess I'll say I was when I first came out of the theater, I remember we watched it at Star Cinema Grill and I got a
Yeah.
burger and I ate it while I watched it. Um,
Hmm.
right coming out of the movie, I was like, that was pretty good. Like, I think I like that. It was pretty good. And then like the more I thought about it and the more I kind of like mulled it over. And also I think it's worth mentioning I'd seen Taxi Driver like pretty recently. Um,
Oh, okay.
and to put it generously, I think Joker 1 took a lot of inspiration
Oh
from
yeah.
Mhm. That's
Taxi
generous.
Driver. Yeah.
Hmm. It
It
kind of rip off.
yeah, an ungenerous way of saying it is it's a ripoff.
Yeah.
And an even less generous way of saying it is it's a much worse ripoff. Uh,
It's a lot worse. The
yeah.
Taxi
Hmm.
Driver is awesome.
Yeah, I at the time when saw Taxi Driver, I thought it was like one of the awesomest movies ever. I still really like it, but
It's so good.
yeah,
I need to rewatch it. I haven't seen it
I
since
do
high
too.
school, so
yeah.
that
But
that deserves a rewatch.
I think yeah, after thinking about it for a while, what made me kind of look at the movie differently is that I felt like whereas Taxi Driver told like a really good story and kind of laid out the reasons as to why this person did bad stuff, I felt like Joker was completely incomprehensible in why, you know, Mr. Joker over here was doing all the things he was doing. And um
Mhm.
and also like immediately I mean like spoilers for Joker, but it's not like that important. But at the end,
Oh, okay.
oh yeah, he's that way.
I pointed the
Yeah.
wrong way.
I
The
you
way
know
my
I just
face is
realized I
like
didn't give him hair. Maybe I should give him
He
hair.
doesn't need hair.
Oh my
He
God,
he
no,
doesn't
doesn't
you're
need
need
right.
hair.
You're right.
hair.
Sorry. I just lost our video game. Um, uh,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
he has green. He's supposed to have green hair,
green
right?
hair. Yeah,
I
maybe
mean, in the Dark Knight he does,
he's
but I don't
bald
know.
for now.
Yeah.
He's
Sorry, every
bald.
time I look at
Yeah.
him. Okay. Uh, yeah. So I thought like people, because at the end of Joker, like there's this whole like revolution, quote unquote, thing that happens. Um, and when I saw it at first, I was like, kind of like weird. I don't get it, but whatever. It's like we're trying to show that Joker's awesome or something. But then
Mhm.
as I kind of was thinking about it more, I just thought it was really stupid and like nonsensical. And I think this movie did not, like, not only compared to Taxi Driver, did it not have like a good motivation and like thing to say about our culture, unlike what I think Taxi Driver was doing, but it was like it was just totally misguided, like you said, Carter, and had no idea what it was talking about. I think ultimately what made me dislike it so much is that it felt pretentious, or maybe like more accurately like fake deep. Like it felt like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
oh, I'm like saying this awesome stuff about mental health and society. Like it's literally like the meme, like we live in a society, but they couldn't point to anything that like really caused these issues, and we're just like, it's just like I think there's one scene where like the therapist who makes a return in the sequel, or a therapist, or I don't know, psychologist, whatever. She was like, the system is shutting us down, and like I just feel like that's like really emblematic of how nonsensical like the politics and the messaging of that movie are, because it's like, what system, what government, what are you trying to say? I don't even know what this is. Um,
It's just like vague populist bullshit.
yeah, just like
Mhm.
gesturing like the government doesn't care about us, something society. We got to rise up now and shoot things and blow up cars. So
Mhm.
yeah, that was my first thought on this movie, or on the first movie. Nick, what would you like to say on it?
I think I had a similar experience to you. I remember when the first Joker came out, I was like really excited for it. I like liked the trailer,
Hmm.
and I
Joaquin
was a fan
Phoenix.
of
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I was a fan of him, and I was a fan of the Dark Knight, and I was a fan of that character. So I was like, okay, this looks cool. Like this could be a really good movie if they do something interesting with it. And I watched it. And I remember thinking it was like mid. Like I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I wish like it was like a good looking movie and good performances, but besides that, like nothing was there.
Hmm.
Um and and then over time I started to like dislike it more and more.
Yeah.
Like just the more I thought about it, I was like, wait, this is maybe like a bad movie. And I was thinking it was pretentious too because it
Hmm.
felt like it was posturing as something that was like really substantive when it wasn't substantive, or it
Yeah.
was like very surface level, like the stuff
Yeah.
they said about like mental health and stuff.
W-
Um,
We had like
and
that same year, I think was the year Parasite came out, and I
Yeah.
felt like that movie
mm,
is like such a better representation of class like
yeah,
struggle than
Yeah.
this movie. It's like
hmm
not even a comparison. It's like
yeah.
yeah.
It's like honest. It's like a movie that has like a political edge to it, but it's like not really political in that like it doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Like there's it's like trying maybe like trying to do a class message, or maybe not even trying. I don't know. It doesn't like it has like that aspect of it, but it's like also like not really doing anything with it. I don't know.
Hmm.
Um
I always said
and
I thought it was a better commentary, if anything, on like mental health struggles and like how we treat mentally ill people in
yeah.
Hmm.
America,
mhm,
but even then it's still kind
yeah.
of jumbled. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been stronger in that way, but I think that was like the main takeaway of it.
Hmm.
And yeah, so I just started thinking it was like pretentious and like thinking it was really smart, but when it wasn't. And then I rewatched it, I think a couple years later after that,
Hmm.
I think maybe during COVID or something. And um I was like noticing I like there was like there were it was like entertaining to me. I remember being like, "This is entertaining," but it was like a mix of like scenes that were like funny because they were so bad, and like and like and there was like a lot of scenes that were like I couldn't tell if they were like intentionally making this funny or not. But like
Yeah.
maybe that's like the part of the movie because he laughs when it's like you're not supposed to. I don't know. Like I just thought it was,
Yeah.
and so I
you're supposed to
that's
be like the Joker.
Yeah. It
exactly
really
yes.
makes you feel like the Joker when you
Yep,
watch it.
just makes me feel like it. Yeah, so but okay, that's what I thought, and yeah, I just didn't like it for the longest time.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, that was my kind of thing. But I actually had a little bit of the. I guess I'll talk about this later. I had a little bit of the opposite effect from you, Carter. That I think I liked, or like I didn't like Joker more after I saw Joker 2, but it made me like want to revisit it and maybe like think of it in a different way that I might like it more. But
Yeah,
I'll talk about that later because like I still don't fully understand what Joker 2 is trying to do if it's trying to do anything.
yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we'll talk about that. Yes.
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
we
Well,
want to get into
yeah,
Joker
I mean, I
2?
think that was sufficient
Yeah.
context.
That was a perfect
Oh,
Yeah,
segue.
also, I did have a burger while I ate Joker 1 as well.
dude,
I
dap
saw
me
the
up.
Star Destroyer.
Dap me
Yep.
up.
That was
Uh,
awesome.
yeah, and I had a burger for the second one too.
I
Um,
did.
I
I had a
I
burger. I
I
didn't
just had
even
it
look at
at
the menu. I like walked in, and the waiter was
yeah.
right there. I was like, "One burger, please."
Yeah. Yeah, he was like a little confused because at the Alamo Draft House it's called a Royale with cheese.
Oh yeah.
Like that was like
Oh, he was like, what's a burger?"
but no, yeah. Yeah. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to Miss D. Renee Holder. Shouts out first time chat. We got quite a few first time chats. Also Edgy Eslo and Lord of Sushi. Actually, you know what? Let's do shout out hour at it was 27, right? That's when we did shout out hour.
Almost forgot.
Kimpo! Hi, Kimpo. These are
Um,
these are members of my server,
oh wow.
my gang.
That's awesome. Yeah, we'll shout them all out. But
Yeah, we'll get
yeah,
there. 37.
let's let's talk Joker 2. So,
Mm-hmm.
this
This
movie
movie, this movie was absolutely terrible in almost every way possible. I hated it. I hated
yeah.
it so much. Oh my God. I haven't been this frustrated at I think the last time I've been this frustrated at a movie was like when I watched Green Book.
Oh
Wow,
yeah.
that's a harsh criticism. Wow.
I hated this movie.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I definitely understand your sentiment. I can't say that I hated it, necessarily, but I just thought it was like even dumber than the first movie.
It is
Like,
dumber, I think.
and I mean, I guess you can choose to look at the dumbness and be like, because I was talking to Nick after the movie, and I think I mean other
Mm-hmm.
people have kind of expressed this, like this movie is not being serious, or it's like all kind of like a farce or like a joke, you might say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And for that reason, like you can enjoy it as like something that's like so bad it's good, or like something that's like I don't know, trying to be like provocative, I guess. I can like
That's like kind of oh, gone.
no, I was just gonna say I can see that, and like I've kind of like tried that lens on a few times while thinking about the movie, but I think at least now at this point, while it's still kind of fresh, I think it's just too stupid for me to like give any credit to Todd Phillips, uh,
Yeah.
for
It's
That's
just
for
what's
like
preventing me to saying I like it. Like
yeah.
it's yeah. As far as I think I can go right now is that like it's an interesting thing if I choose to see it in the way that I like that's possible, like what they were going for, which
Hmm.
I'll talk about. Like I can see it as like an interesting thing that happened, but as like a movie, I don't know if I can call it
Yeah,
good.
I'll
yeah,
say that it was interesting,
I
but
agree.
like that's not really. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you
and
can
it's
say
just
a
like
lot of things are interesting, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
it's just like I don't know. I don't even know. Like the first movie felt like okay. So you have the first movie, which like doesn't take that many like real risks with like
Yeah.
it's a pretty standard like drama
Mhm.
like thriller kind of movie.
Yeah.
This movie doesn't. I don't even know like even remotely what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
Like what like oh I like even before like anything really came out about this movie, I remember it was like, oh, Joker 2 is coming out and it's gonna be a musical, and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of weird. And then it comes out and it is a musical, but it doesn't feel like one. It
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
none of
Yeah, because the
none of the
songs don't progress the story. All the songs
Nope.
are about just like how they like love each other or whatever, and like every song is about that. like,
Mm-hmm.
and it
I
doesn't really
just
add anything.
And they're
it
also
doesn't.
mostly dream sequences. I think there are like a few
Yeah.
exceptions, but a good chunk of them are just like made up. Whereas like I feel like in musicals there's usually like kind of like a mix between, reality and like what's happening in the musical number.
Yeah.
Here it's just like the
Mhm.
whole musical number will happen and then like like come out of the dream bubble and it's Joker being like, ah, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like thinking about the whole thing or whatever and it's like, okay, what was the point of that whole thing,
And
Mhm.
and none of the songs are like even that good. It's
Yeah.
like I don't remember any of them.
I mean,
Uh,
they're
It's
all
like,
covers.
they're all covers. There was a Carpenter
oh, they are?
song.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know because Abby loves the Carpenters and she was mad
Mhm.
uh when they
Oh,
were
did they?
because it was
What did
ruining
Abby
the
think of
song.
this?
She didn't like it and she also thought it was
Yeah.
I
stupid.
don't yeah. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the songs were
Azzy, thank you, Azzy, for the first time chat.
oh yeah.
I I did enjoy like I like musicals,
Mm-hmm.
so I enjoyed some of the sequences. Some of them I remember thinking they were really boring,
Yeah.
but because of like the stylish like cinematography and like the like um I don't know, just the fact that there's a song
Yeah.
in like a very serious movie, and it's like the weird mix of tones that like
Yeah.
it's hard to argue if it works or not.
Every time there's a
It was
there's
just
a
like
song
interesting.
like it's super dissonant, I feel like when it comes in, you know?
Yeah. Mhm.
They're never elegant with transitioning to the musical bits.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
only one I like really like actually liked was like the first one where it was like where the movie started. It was like a cartoon. I
Yeah.
honestly thought
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, this is an
Yeah,
interesting
I think the
choice.
cartoon was interesting. I thought that was a short film that they were gonna play before the movie first,
Yeah.
and then it
Yeah.
just, like, led into the movie, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm down with this, I guess." Um, but yeah.
Yeah, when the movie started and like for like the I would say like the first third of the movie, honestly, I was like it wasn't until like halfway through where I really started to get frustrated
Yeah.
with the movie. Like
Mm-hmm.
the first half I was more just like kind of wondering where this is going.
Yep.
It started off and I was like, okay, I'm kind of listening. And then it was just yeah, you know how that went.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I think as far as the musical aspect goes, and just kind of like the premise of this movie, when I first saw the reports like, oh, Lady Gaga is gonna be in it, it's a musical, like all this stuff, I was thinking like this is cool. Like I think this is like an
Mhm.
interesting direction to go in. It's very different compared to other, superhero movies or like I don't know. I mean, there aren't many movies like Joker because it's not really a superhero movie. It's like a weird drama, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I just thought it was cool that they were doing something new, and I thought to
Yeah.
myself, well, even if it's bad, like it'll be like a nice like train wreck to watch,
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
and I think it did succeed on that level to some
Yeah.
extent.
It kind of
Um,
is, like yeah.
in some ways, you could argue it's not successful in that way too, because it also is like dreadfully boring. I'd say maybe like towards the end of the second act and like for most of the third act, it's just like,
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
in my opinion, like horribly boring.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was
It is
entertaining the
pretty
first
boring.
half, and then
Yeah,
like it just got
I
like
was like yeah. I was just waiting for music. I remember, like, I don't know, like, a lot of this is like I mean, there are some musicals that I've seen that I'm like, "Oh, I like another song again," but,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
this was
yeah.
the opposite. Like, I was like, "Please play another song or something," because,
Like
like,
do something,
most of
cause
the any of the scenes of
yeah,
talking was really boring.
yeah, it was boring and just like not like pointless. Like I don't like.
Mhm.
I think it's interesting, like this criticism. I saw quite a few people saying this before the movie came out because I was looking at the reviews. They said this movie was pointless. They said it was a pointless movie, and I was like, what
Mhm.
does that mean? Like, I feel like most times
Yeah.
when I've seen people say that a movie is pointless, then I'm like, like I assume that it's like an audience problem, or they're like I
Mhm.
feel like with some like art house or more out there movies, I've seen that kind of like criticism or talking point, and I've definitely disagreed with it in the past. But this one really takes the pointless cake, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's
Well,
Uh,
really
I
just
can
like
get into what I think the point of it like was
yeah.
possibly.
Yeah, no, I'd love to
But I
hear
have
that.
to get into spoilers.
Mm,
Yeah. Um,
yeah, I
should
think
I talk about it now?
yeah, I think we can
yeah.
go into it. I'll say before if anyone wants to leave, I will say I think this movie's spoilers are make I don't know. I think it'd be interesting to watch this movie with the spoilers in mind.
Yeah,
But I
I
don't
think so
think
too.
it would ultimately change the viewing experience that much
Yeah,
just
I doubt
I
because
it.
would, and honestly, I would say just like I wouldn't even recommend watching the movie. It is
yeah.
not a
It
good.
Yeah.
I would
is kind
recommend.
of a
I would
like
like,
it's
despite
very
anything.
possibly like a waste of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of felt that way. I would have felt that way if we weren't gonna be like talking about it on the show. I would have been more like, oh, I can't believe I just spent 2 hours of my life watching that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, don't watch this movie and just watch the rest of this show.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it. So, okay,
Yeah.
let's hear it. What do you want to say about the spoilers?
Okay. So what I at first when I came out of the movie, I was like that was like I thought it was like a troll movie or like a prank. Like
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, they made this movie and they just killed Joker off at the end with for no reason, like out of
Yeah.
nowhere for like just a guy. And they I think they made it like my like perception was like maybe they made this movie like intentionally to piss off the people like that are coming to watch it. Um, and I was thinking like this is a musical courtroom drama like romance movie. Like those
Hmm.
are the genres of the movie basically. And
Yeah.
like I thought like those are probably the three genres that like comic book fans would like stay away from the most.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, maybe they intentionally made this movie like this to like piss off comic book fans or to like do like a left field thing with them and then just like kill off their favorite character and like that's it.
Yeah.
Um and
Shouts out to the
I was
follower. Thank you for the follow. Zaf. I think it's
nice.
Zaf. Shouts out.
Thank you.
Um thank
Sorry, Nate.
you.
Go ahead.
Even yeah. And so that's what I was like, maybe that's what they were doing.
Hmm.
And but then on one hand, I was like, that's also like kind of a condescending thing to do. Like, and it's like maybe it's a waste of money. It's like
Yeah.
they spent like $200 million on this, and
Oh
it's
my
also like a
God.
waste of many like people's money,
Yeah,
like
and
all the
like
people
time
who
and
loved the first
effort
Joker.
and
Yeah, and
stuff.
time and effort. Like
Yeah.
Joker one made $1 billion. Like that
Oh
was
my
an
God.
extremely successful. Yeah, like so successful. Um, like I think double digits Oscar nominations. Like Oscar, it got an Oscar for Joaquin Phoenix's performance.
Yeah.
Like very beloved movie and
Hmm.
like all these people that are like excited to see the second one and then it's like and they intentionally serve them like a piece of shit movie like like that feels like it's like morally wrong.
Yeah,
so, so
it's like thinking like there's no way, right? Like it's like
Yeah.
so like that's what I was thinking and then the more I thought about it the the reason I think I liked it a little bit more was that maybe it was intentionally kind of um like trying to make fun of the people that watched the first Joker and like idolized him. Like
Yeah.
I and like they have the characters in the movie that just like love him and like it felt like maybe it was like a criticism of the some of some people seen online say it's a criticism of the first movie, but I don't think it was a criticism of the first movie. Like the way I might like kind of see it is that maybe it was a criticism of people that like saw the first movie and was like, yeah, Joker's awesome. Like he fought against society and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they like they saw that reaction. Like this is maybe not what they were thinking at all, but
Yeah.
like my like perception was maybe like they saw that reaction, they were like, that's not what we were doing. We're just telling a story about mental health, whatever. And like so we're gonna give a movie to piss off the people that view Joker like that, and then like, and then at the end of the movie have Joker like do the thing that the comic book fans would hate the most, which is Joker says that Joker never existed and he was not that basically not a character, and then
Yeah.
just like have a random guy just kill him off in like the least satisfying death possible.
Yeah.
So like
The
so it
bomb going
is
off.
yeah, or yeah,
I
the
was like,
bomb goes off and then just like a
I was
random
so,
dude just like stabs him.
Yeah.
I was
um,
like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Yeah.
And like I was like maybe they're like they just made this movie to like and that's what made me like the first Joker. Like it kind of made me think like maybe the first Joker wasn't actually trying to be that deep and was just trying to make like a like a Joker movie like in Taxi
Hmm.
Driver world. Like and I'm
Yeah.
like maybe I'll enjoy it like that and I watch it again. Um but I don't know. I still see the first Joker as like thinking it's deep and like the reason I'm like kind of split on it is that I kind of wish I saw like a review of it that said it was like it was tackling the idea of, and this is something Lars you've talked about a lot, of
Hmm.
like having an anti-hero in media that's like glorified
Yeah.
and like the repercussions of that, like in like Breaking Bad and like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
um you know, and but I don't think it tackles that at all.
No.
Like I don't see that in the movie at all. It would have been really interesting, I think, if they did, and I think I would have even liked the movie if they did.
Yeah.
But I don't see them doing it at all. The like there's a part where Joker says you wouldn't get it again, and I know he says that in the first movie,
Yeah.
and like that scene, I was like, are maybe they are making fun of the first Joker,
Yeah.
like because that is like exactly the type of attitude of like a lot of fans of the first Joker, like that you wouldn't get it, like society, whatever.
Yeah.
So like I don't know that I was thinking like maybe they were like all right, people that loved the first Joker and like thought he was awesome, here's a movie about how he like basically never existed and he's like just like a fumbling loser and then just like he sings songs and like half the movie is like super boring because it's in a courtroom.
Yeah.
like like from that aspect, it made me be like, that's kind of funny. Like and if and like they made it the tone super serious on purpose.
Hmm.
Like I was going into this movie hoping it was like a silly movie. Like
Yeah.
I saw the scene. What made me think that it would do that was that I saw the scene in the trailer where Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga are on the stairs of the courtroom doing the Joker dance together, and I
Yeah.
was like, if
Yeah.
that scene's in the movie, like I thought, I mean, I assumed that scene was in the movie because it was in the trailer, and I
Yeah.
was like, that means this is gonna be like a silly like romp, like
Yeah.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
like fun music and like jokes and stuff like that. And I was like, this is gonna be like interesting camp movie, but
Yeah.
Oh,
then
there's
like that's
jokes,
the
all
what,
right.
yeah, yeah. But then
Yeah.
like they just didn't even put that scene in the trailer in the movie, and I can't
Yeah.
even imagine that scene being in the movie, like
Yeah.
and being cut. Like like it wouldn't fit at all. Like
Yeah. Yeah. There's
the
no
Joker
point
doing the
where it
Joker
would.
dance again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
so
My
I don't know. I still I like this was my perception, like
Hmm.
and like maybe that is what they're doing. I think Todd Phillips, I think I saw an article where he said like that's not what we were doing at all. So like maybe I'm just like
uh,
completely
with a
wrong
grain of
about this.
salt. Yeah.
Yeah, so but you know, I mean movies are interpretable however you want it. So
Yeah.
maybe if I do enjoy it more that way, then I'll just decide to interpret it that way.
Yeah.
definitely
So
author
I don't
type
know.
shit. That's
That
kind of what I'm thinking. Is that like honestly, like just based on everything surrounding this movie, I just think
mhm.
Todd Phillips is too stupid to.
That yes,
Yeah.
Something like
this
that.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
very,
He
very
just he
likely.
just does not seem like he doesn't have anything interesting to say.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
don't think, and like this movie really exemplifies that, where it's like,
Hmm.
okay, I think this movie is a little bit more like focused on like, well, it definitely is more on the prison industrial complex, where
That's
like
Hmm.
that's a
nice.
big thing.
Generous.
That's
Yeah.
a big thing in the movie, but like it feels like I don't know how to describe this. It feels so like shallow and like weirdly like cartoonish.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it just like and like I don't know like why am I watching this movie about like oh this guy is being so fucking like horribly treated in like the prison system like and like part of me is just like why do you choose this guy to portray that message? This guy
Yeah.
killed 6 people.
Yeah.
Like it's
Hmm.
like it's like I'm not saying that people like that need to be mistreated. Obviously, like they need to be
Hmm.
treated with like, but it's like I don't know. It's just like and like Joker like firing his fucking lawyer like
Yes.
halfway through. He's just
Yeah.
like I'm gonna do it
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
It's like that
Yeah.
Oh
lawyer. Like I mean,
God.
like maybe she was a little condescending, but she was trying to help you. Like what's going
Yeah.
on?
Yeah. Okay. I have some things I've got to say.
Hmm.
I just think, okay, a few things. One, I think this movie is like remarkably boring. Like the more I'm thinking about it, the more y'all are talking about it. Like if you were to
Hmm.
talk about this movie like it's a courtroom drama, a musical where like all this stuff. Like it sounds like there's no way it could be boring. Like it just sounds like too
Yeah.
stupid and camp
Sure.
for that to make any sense. Um,
Mhm.
but alas, wait, actually, hold on.
Whoa, I hear some air horns.
It's shout out hour.
Let's it's shout out hour.
Oh, it's shout out hour. Whoa.
Yeah, we gotta shout out some people. Sorry, I'll get back to my point, but
Mhm.
first of all, I'd like to shout out first time chatters Edgy Eslo, Lord of Sushi, D Renee Holder, Kempo K21, and Mini Ike. Thank you all for first time chatting.
Let's go.
Let's
I
Uh,
did
go.
like a hand motion. No one can see me.
um, shout out to Gage Broberg, who in my sophomore year of college lent me a physics textbook that I
Hmm.
didn't have. I said I
That's a
would
name
pay
I haven't heard
back.
in a long time.
Yeah, I said I'd pay him back by shouting him out 300 times. So still paying that off.
Hmm. Yeah.
Pay off your debt.
Maybe one day, it'll be
Yeah.
worth. It'll all be worth the amount of money.
Yep. Shout out to Espen, my uncle, for driving me from Sweden to Oslo when I was sick with COVID. Those are my shout outs. Nick, what about you?
All right. Shout out to um Joaquin Phoenix, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out to Todd Phillips, especially.
Shout out to Todd Phillips. Yeah,
Genius filmmaker Todd Phillips.
Director of The Joker and The Hangover.
yep.
Yeah. Um, shout out, also shout out Francis Ford Coppola because I watched Megalopolis that same day.
Nice. Yeah,
Um,
shouts out.
and
Oh, that's a good double feature.
Yeah.
yeah, it was crazy. Um, and shout out to I just remember this memory. Like I don't know why I never remembered this before, but in high school I lost a textbook.
Oh.
So shout out to if anyone stole that textbook, shout out to that person. And or if I did lose it and someone found it eventually, shout out to the person that found it. So you
Hell
just got a
yeah.
free textbook.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Shout out to the person who got Nick's textbook.
Yeah, I forgot what subject it was for. But
Yeah.
yeah, shout out to them. And then
The
and
vague the
yeah.
vague memory of losing a textbook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Carter.
Shout out to the Larter Nation.
Yes, I
Gotta
can't
shout them
believe.
out.
Yeah. Oh
True.
God.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Arthur Fleck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
shout
No,
out to,
never
what's the
Joker.
guy's name?
He was just Arthur Fleck the whole time.
Yeah.
What was the guy? Was it like Gary Puddles? Shout out to Gary
Yeah,
Puddles.
Gary
Oh yeah.
Puddles. Oh my God.
Your last name is Puddles.
Oh
and
gosh.
and shout out to everyone who like from my server who like is listening right now. So shout out like I think Sushi's still listening, or
Hmm.
he was. Zaf, Kimpo, Azzy. I know they had to leave, but shout out to all those people who are listening, and like anyone else who I just haven't noticed. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
Hmm. Shouts out. Shout out to the Larter Nation also. I didn't say it from my
Yep.
thing, but yeah, and shout
Mhm.
out to society.
Shout out to
Uh,
Yep. Society. I
society.
mean,
shout.
we really live in one,
Yep.
don't we?
Alrighty. All right. That was
Oh
shout out
yeah.
hour. Um.
Yep.
So back to my point. Uh.
Hmm.
Yeah, this movie's remarkably boring. One thing I was thinking about, one of y'all mentioned that there's a scene in this movie where a bomb explodes a courtroom, and like it just dawned on me when y'all mentioned that. I'm like, I don't think I've seen a movie where like there's a huge explosion in like a in any movie there's like a huge explosion and it's like extremely boring. Like and like I don't care. Like I don't
I
know.
know
Like
Yeah.
it happened,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
it happened,
Exactly.
and I was kind of like, "What the fuck?" But I was also
yeah.
like, "Okay."
Yeah.
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 Like,
I wasn't like. I wonder who did that bomb, or I wonder what's going on. Like, I'm
I
really
Yeah.
was just
excited
like,
to find
"Please."
out.
I was just like, "Oh,
But
I was just like, "Can this movie end, please?"
Yeah, like I'm just in my head like wrap it up folks. Come on. Like
Like,
what
I
are we
don't
yeah.
need
doing?
that to happen. I don't need that.
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
cool. Just
And
give him the death
ultimately
penalty or something.
yeah. Yeah, and I want to get back also to the point that you're saying about what do you call it? The like the idea of making fun of the audience because like whatever Todd Phillips says like I definitely think you can see that particularly in like maybe the last like 10 minutes of the movie or something like that or
Yeah.
20 minutes pretty much
Hmm.
like around when that bomb goes off uh
Yeah.
or maybe like the
It's
point where
like
Flex says
where
like
he
oh
says
I'm
in.
not Joker anymore.
Yeah, I think it was at that part where it was like he was trying to like he basically was trying to kill the character, like kill what that character has meant to people, I think. And like
Yeah,
and then literally kills him. Like that's what possibly he was doing.
yeah.
But
Um
like, I don't know like what Joker's like motivation to do that even was. Like, Joker did
Yeah.
not feel
That
like
is
it.
something I am like is a huge reason why I think like it just doesn't
Just a nothing
pass.
burger.
Yeah, it's a nothing burger.
Like,
Hmm.
Joker does not feel like a developed character at all in this movie.
No, he doesn't.
Oh,
It
there is
makes
no character to him at all. Yeah.
yeah,
Besides like doing a funny voice like at the courtroom. Like that's like the
God,
most
that
character
was
he has.
so cringe when he was
It
Yeah.
doing the like
was.
southern accent lawyer thing.
Yeah.
I was
Hmm.
squirming in my seat. Like I could it was
Yeah.
hard to watch.
Yeah,
It's
and he
like,
did it like the whole time.
Yeah,
Like I thought he was just gonna do it for like one thing and like that would be like a one-off joke, but like he does
yeah.
it for the like a
The
long time,
entire scene. Like I mean there's
like
nothing else
borderline
going
like
on in the
insufferable.
scene, so
Yeah,
like
he also
I
like goes into like a British accent for like a second too.
yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like the judge was like, why did the judge like let that go on?
Right? Right? I
I was
mean,
Yeah,
like, I mean, the judge was like, I mean, like, guys, I need y'all to take the courtroom seriously, but like,
it's our
why are you like,
circus or whatever.
yeah, it's like, what
like
is going
I'm
on
by no
here?
means a lawyer. Like I've seen Better Call Saul, I've seen a few legal like shows and stuff, and I know that's not like reality, but like anytime I've seen people criticize shows or movies for like how the decorum is in the court, it's only ever been like they would not let that slide. Like that would not be something that you're allowed to do in court. And like the movies where I did buy it, or the movies or shows where I bought it, it's like those were all so much more tame than what happens in this movie,
Mhm.
where it's just completely bananas the whole time, and the only thing the judge has to say is, "Come on, guys, let's be civil." Like,
Yeah. Order in the court or whatever.
yeah, it's nuts. But yeah, I think Joker's motivation in this is severely lacking. I guess like just to look at it from two angles, like okay, the on the side of criticizing your audience and like making a stance on that. I was thinking about another movie, one of my favorite movies that I think is or you can definitely read it as being hugely critical of its audience, and that
Mhm.
is The End of Evangelion.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And that's like
I
one of
haven't
my
seen
favorite
it, so no
movies.
spoilers.
Yeah, no spoil. I won't spoil it,
Yeah.
but now it's one of my favorite movies, and it definitely hates a good chunk of its audience.
Okay.
And I
I feel
think
That's
like
it's
interesting.
that's more like subtextual in that movie,
yeah,
though. It's not,
yeah,
but like I think it's very powerful. I love that movie.
yeah, very powerful, very cool,
No,
but
funny mode spoiled it for me. It's the end of Evangelion. No.
oh.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I guess the thing is like outside of the commentary in that movie, it's just like very entertaining and like amazing and like has great animation and interesting stuff happening. Um, but also like
Mhm.
its criticism is more pointed, I think, and like it it's the whole movie, I think, complements that message. Versus, I think in Joker, it feels tacked on. Like it feels weirdly tacked
Mhm.
on in the
Mm.
last,
Yeah.
like yeah, as I said, maybe like 30 minutes of the movie or something. It's
Yeah,
like
that makes.
actually, let's do this thing. Like take a hard turn
Mhm.
to making
Yeah.
a movie about this. It
It does.
feels,
It just doesn't. It doesn't feel like natural at all. It just like
yeah,
I like he said that. He said like I'm actually not the Joker. He's not real. I'm actually Arthur Fleck. And
yeah.
Mhm.
I was like, okay, what am I supposed
Yeah.
to do with
Yeah,
that?
and
I
the
don't
thing
know.
Yeah,
the
that
thing
was my reaction too.
the thing that that premeditates that is he gets beat up by cops like in
Mhm.
the prison,
Oh yeah.
and that's
Mhm.
it, and then all of a sudden he's like, I'm not Joker. Like it
Mhm.
is the movie saying that he's not being Joker anymore because the cops are mean to him because he was mean to the cops.
Mhm.
Doesn't make sense. It
Mhm.
just totally stupid.
Yeah.
And then beyond that, like people as soon as he says it, like he's the Joker, the whole thing is that he's crazy and like whatever he says doesn't make sense. But as soon as he says it, everyone like turns on him. Like Harley Quinn turns on
Yeah.
him,
It's
all his
so
fans turn
weird.
on
Well,
him,
that's
and
what I
they
was thinking. Like
yeah.
everyone turns on him, and like that's like what the audience did to this movie. Like the people that loved Joker, and
Yeah.
then they were like, "Oh, he's not Joker." Like now I hate this movie. Like
Yeah.
then that kind of feels like kind of condescending or like
Yeah.
pretentious.
And the
Yeah.
thing is like just like within the universe of the movie, not looking at like the commentary aspect, I guess, it just makes no sense.
Hmm.
Because like the whole thing is that he's
Yeah. It
crazy and
doesn't
he
make
does
any
like
sense. Yeah.
whatever, like you can never trust what he's saying. But like him saying there is no Joker, everyone's like,
Hmm.
well, that's it. There's no Joker. He's telling the truth. Like
Yeah.
I like he's not a trustworthy character. He's not like a reliable source. Like it makes no sense to me. It makes absolutely no sense.
Hmm.
He's like, it's like I know people like in real life idolize bad people. That happens.
Yeah.
But like
Hmm.
it just like in the universe, like it doesn't feel like it just doesn't make sense. Like
I
why are all
Hmm.
these people like
I
like
think I
this?
think
What did this dude like? He
mhm.
gave a speech on live TV about how like oh society and like he killed people and that's all he did.
Yeah.
It's like what am I? He's crazy. Like
I,
what?
I
Like what
I
am I
think
supposed?
the problem with Todd Phillips and this movie in general is he both does not understand why people do bad things or like what motivates
Hmm.
people to be evil or crazy. Because at points Harley
Oh.
Quinn is coming in there and she's like, I like when you murdered people. That was
Yeah.
awesome. And then he's like,
Hmm.
yeah, I like it. Like it it doesn't make any sense. So he doesn't understand
Yeah.
that, and he doesn't understand why people like crazy people. Like
Mhm.
the people are obsessed with him. It comes out of nowhere. It makes no sense at the end of Joker 1, and it still makes no sense in this one. I think part of the reason
Mhm.
is in the first movie, he like we kind of mentioned, he wanted to be kind of apolitical with his whole
Mhm.
like messaging on what Joker's doing and like Joker's crimes, I guess. Um,
Mhm.
but the thing is, like most crazy people in real life who have committed crimes that people idolize, there are very strong political motivations, or
Yeah.
they just like absolutely make no sense. I mean, the people who make no sense kind of usually don't get a following. Like it's usually the ones who have a very strong political leaning that do get a following, at least like, that I can think of.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
think to have this guy whose whole thing is that he's just crazy and evil for no discernible reason, and people still
Mhm.
follow him makes no sense. And I
Mhm.
think the fundamentally there was nothing that could be done to solve that issue, and that's part of the reason why this movie, I think, just like lost the plot at the end and didn't
I
know what it
I
was saying or doing.
I
Mhm.
think a movie I compared this to in my mind when watching this was A Clockwork Orange.
Mm.
Uh,
Oh.
because I was thinking about like, because this movie does such a bad job of like making us like what are we even supposed to do with Joker as a character? Are we supposed to feel bad for him? Like, I don't know. Like, I think of like A Clockwork Orange, and I think that movie is like where like a horrible, an objectively horrible human being is being mistreated by the government and
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
the
yeah.
system he
Mhm.
lives
Mm-hmm.
in. And I was thinking
Yeah.
about why that movie works so well and this movie doesn't. And I think honestly the reason is because in A Clockwork Orange, he's just crazy. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing like he's not like there's not like a really strong political reason for why he's doing it. He's just like an insane guy who does awful shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like
Mhm.
in this movie, like it tries to like give him like this motivation and utterly fails.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just
Mhm.
I
Yeah. I see.
and like I don't know like it's just like A Clockwork Orange is such a good movie and like I don't know like it's weird. It just like sucks.
Yeah. Uh, can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Can we hydraulic press Joker on the left here?
Hydraulic
Oh,
press him.
Yeah.
we're gonna hydraulic press
Here,
him.
look,
We gotta get a picture of him first,
I
though.
don't know if y'all can see this, but I'm gonna move our video out of the way so we can do this. I'm just
Mhm.
gonna hydraulic press him real quick because we don't like him. Oh wait, sorry. Uh,
I'm gonna take a
okay,
picture of him real quick so he'll stay in my memories.
okay. All right,
I
y'all
just got it.
ready? I'm
Yep.
hydraulic
I'm
pressing
hydraulic
him
press
now.
this guy. Oh no. Oh no.
Okay.
Hydraulic press.
Sorry, buddy. This is what you
Wait,
get.
wait, wait. When you
And there
push
he
him
This is
back
what
goes.
out.
this is what you deserve. Okay.
Wait, yeah. When you stretch it back out, it like makes it all like
Oh
pixelated.
wait, yeah. Let me try that. Let's see what we can get. Oh my God. Okay. No, we're gonna keep him smashed.
Okay, little. Oh my God, he's all messed up.
All right. Sorry, I just had to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think coming to the close here a little bit, but I think ultimately, I think we can all agree I think this had some potential to be very interesting and funny
It
and
did.
entertaining in
Yeah.
like many different ways. Like whether it was
Mhm.
from like a camp or like unintentional or like partially intentional or whatever way, like it could have been like awesome. Um,
Mhm. Yeah.
and I think really at the end of the day, uh, that this director was not up to the task for this.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think maybe generously you can argue he was trying to do too many things at once and it just fell apart. Um,
Mhm.
I think he might have not known what he was trying to do at all. And it's just
Mhm.
kind of a
Somehow
That's
mess.
also very likely. Yeah.
Yeah.
sometime somehow simultaneously both way too ambitious and not ambitious enough.
Yeah. Uh,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's just unfortunate, but
Real
nonetheless,
quick,
go
oh, go
ahead.
on.
Okay,
Oh yeah, no, real.
yeah,
Oh fuck.
please, sir, you go ahead.
I'm so sorry. Real quick, I just wanted to say because we haven't really touched on it. I hated Harley Quinn's character in this.
Mm,
I thought
agreed.
Lady
Yeah.
Gaga
Oh
was
yeah.
like, I thought Lady Gaga was straight up bad.
Yeah.
Like, I thought she did a bad job.
Yeah.
Like, and
Mm.
I know she's acted before, and I know she's like gotten praise for her acting before. Like, I don't know,
Yeah,
and
she's
like
a
her
solid
character
actress
just,
and a Star is Born or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
but like, but like, it's just why, like, I don't
I
know. It was
mean,
like it felt like the scene that made me realize like the scene where I began to like really dislike the movie was the scene where the lawyer's like explaining to him like she's lying to you, and then it's like it doesn't even give us any like hints to
yeah.
figure that out. It just like
Mhm.
dropped on us. It's like what am I supposed to do with that? Am I supposed to feel anything about that?
Yeah. I think maybe you could also argue though that this was like it's a question of like, is this bad acting or bad writing, I guess, or like,
That's probably true.
something that like where she wasn't really given a lot to work with. So,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it's in any case her character sucks. Makes
yeah,
no sense
Yeah,
and
I
is
didn't really do anything to their
incomprehensible.
character at all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, what I was going to say was nonetheless, I think this movie was uh entertaining, if only for the fact that it's so fun to talk about, I think.
yeah.
Oh
Just
yeah,
because
the
it's
first Joker
so
was fun to talk
perplexing.
about too.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Um,
like
Yeah.
it's kind of like a spectacle, like but like in a
yeah,
bad way.
yeah. I think that I think the worst thing that can happen to me when I'm watching a movie is like I watch it and I'm bored and like I have nothing to say about it. And it's just like cookie cutter, like by
Yeah.
the numbers, nothing movie. And like this
Mhm.
definitely wasn't that. Like it wasn't
Yeah,
by the numbers, it wasn't like just like extremely predictable. Like it was just incomprehensible uh garbage. I
Yeah.
think that was interesting despite of or because of that.
yeah.
Mhm.
It was bad. I did not like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, just random thing I thought about. I thought it was funny, like anytime they depicted the Joker supporters, or like
Mhm.
the people who like Joker. I think because they're so aimless politically, or like their motivation makes no sense, they just like don't know what to do with them. And like every scene, you just see them going up to like, authority figures or like cops or whatever, and they're just like, yeah, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
That guy, that other guy in the prison,
Yeah,
who's
yes.
what's that guy's name?
Oh
He
my
just goes
God.
and starts like singing and
Oh,
stuff.
and
It's like
I forgot about that.
Oh
When they were
yeah.
singing the When the Saints,
I hated
When the
that scene.
Saints,
Like
yeah.
wherever
oh, that was
when the
so
Saints go home.
cringe. That was so cringe. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Um, yeah, I think one thing that we didn't mention about the first movie that like I thought about a lot is how they're like the dancing scenes where like there's nothing but that like string theme where it's like
Oh yeah, from the
and he
first
just like
movie.
dances around and is
Yeah.
like that kind of thing. I always thought that as being like a perfect like exemplification of like the insane like pretentiousness of this movie and like how it
Mhm.
feels like it's like so emotional like in the score and all that, but like nothing
Mhm.
substantive is happening and nothing is being said, I think, with those
Mhm.
bits. And I feel like
Yeah.
you can very much say the same thing with those scenes where they were singing in the prison when the Saints come
Oh yeah.
marching in. But yeah, that's that's my thoughts.
Mhm.
I think we've really got out our Joker 2 feelings. What do y'all think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
yeah,
like. I think this is like when I was saying earlier that like I don't know if I can call it a good movie, but like as like a thing that happened, like if you're generous enough to say it was from like that like they were trying to do this like
Yeah.
thing with the audience and stuff like that, like
Mm-hmm.
it's like an interest it's like an maybe not an experiment is too nice to say too, but like as like a thing that they were like, you know what, we're gonna do this with this the next like beloved a sequel to like a really beloved movie. Like that makes me like I even saying I respect it is like a little going a little too far too, but it's like okay, that's like an interesting thing to do, and
Mm-hmm.
like I kind of like that that happened, but also
Yeah.
just like as a movie, as like a story, and like as like I can't really give it that credit. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's my thoughts. Also, more than anything, like I'm like in shock that like Warner Brothers signed off on this. Like I'm like
Yeah.
so surprised. Like
Yeah.
and it
It's
bombed so hard and they
bizarre.
must have known.
Yeah.
Like I know that the first one made $1 billion and they probably were just like the producers were like, Todd Phillips, like you gave us a lot of money, like you're gonna we're just gonna give him full creative control and he can do whatever he wants. Like maybe that's what happened. But like
Maybe they didn't
I'm like so
understand the success of the first one, so they're like, I don't know, like, it's
yeah,
whatever, it's in your
probably
hands.
because I I can't imagine like watching this movie as a producer and being like, all right, this is gonna make money or like they're gonna love this. Like I don't think that's possible. Like
Oh my gosh,
I'm
yeah.
certain that they were watching it and they were being like, everyone's gonna hate this movie, and like
Yeah.
this the audience seemed to hate it, and it's
Yep.
bombing so hard. Like it's like
Oh,
I'm just like in shock that they gave like that this movie like passed the tests and like
yeah.
they
Yeah.
like
Like,
threw
all
it
right,
out there.
this is it. Like we're selling this. Yeah,
I remember you
honestly,
said like after the movie. Oh, sorry, what were you
no, go
saying?
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I remember Lars, you said like the part with the Two Face and like the fact that Harvey Dent was in the movie. Like
Oh
maybe that
yeah.
was just like the studio was like, you got to make sure I gotta have some other Batman character in here.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. Yeah. Because
yeah,
he does nothing to the story. Like he's
yeah.
barely
It doesn't. He could
uh
be replaced
a
with any
character.
other like name.
It could have
Yeah.
been Saul Goodman. Like it doesn't
Yeah. Yeah. Really.
like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to respond quick. I know we're out of time here, but to this point from Zaf about the dancing as being like an abrasive inversion to like the violence bits. I think that's like an interesting perspective, and like I can
Hmm.
definitely see that because they are like abrasive scenes where he's doing this like dancing thing, and it's like weird. And I guess for me, I just wanted to see more of that and like kind of expand on it. Like, okay, what end are we doing this like weird abrasive thing? Like, I guess it was too sparse and too you know, unsubstantive in my opinion for it to
Hmm.
do enough or like leave an impact on me. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a blast, y'all.
Been a
Yeah, this is a
blast.
fun
It's
one.
good to be back.
Yeah, it's this. I
Yeah.
think this is really kicking off the show right. I mean, we've had this is our third episode now, but I've been
Yeah, I couldn't catch
promoting.
the last two, but I really wanted to hear the. I saw the TV Glow one.
Yeah, well, we actually
Um,
have a YouTube channel with all our VODs uploaded there. So,
oh, okay, I
I
gotta
had
uh,
check
two
that
of
out
them.
then.
yeah,
The
so we
second
have.
one was on Blonde.
Yep.
Oh, on Blonde. Oh, Blonde the album. Oh, okay, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, 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 yeah. Great album.
So,
Best album of all time.
yeah, y'all be sure to check that
It's up
out.
there.
Check out
Mm.
the VODs.
Yep.
And I think that's the best podcast of all time was that episode we did.
Yeah.
Low key, yeah. Definitely.
Uh, but yeah, it's been super fun. I had a great time. Uh,
Yep.
let's do this for
It is a
Joker
fun movie to
3.
talk about.
Yeah,
That's
let's,
hard to deny that, and
I
yeah.
don't think there's
we can
gonna
all
be a
agree on
Joker
that.
3.
Yeah, Joker 3, yeah. Todd Phillips did say like he's like I mean, he literally died, but also like Todd Phillips said like he was like not interested in making he was like there's not going to be a Joker 3 at all. And I was like, okay.
Okay, well, let's do this for Todd Phillips' next movie then.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. We'll look forward to that one. Hangover
yeah,
4
The
maybe.
Hangover 4. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks to everyone who tuned in. It's been a real fun time. I'm gonna stop streaming now. Bye bye,
Bye.
Bye.
everyone.